Hi, this is Jason Chapman with Production Voices. Today we're showing you Production Grand and the microphone noises. Microphone noises? Why would you ever want to add noise back into the recording? Well, for those of you who like the authentic studio sound, what we've included with Production Grand is the noise coming from the signal path for each microphone perspective. So when I get into the modern edition and the vintage edition, you can see the 8 different microphone perspectives and this little button right here that says microphone noise. So if I click on the microphone noise and I crank up my volume so I can actually hear it, I'm going to take the rooms. These are probably going to be really noisy. Oh yeah, that's the sound of room noise. Room tone for those of you who are in post-production. And I can take the outside microphones and crank them up. They're not so much, right? And then the inside. And I think I know what you're asking is, well, what does that have to do with any of the sounds? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in. I'm going to turn this off. One problem that we have is that these will stop as soon as I press play. So I got a little noise here. So then what we have to do is usually start the player first and then turn on the recording noise afterwards. I'm just going to adjust my sound for the Mendelssohn. So then all I've done is I've just balanced these where I think it should be for the classical. I've got a little bit of room, a little bit of inside, a little bit more hammer, but the outside microphone is the main one that I'm using, and these other ones are turned down a little bit. Now I can go in and adjust the volumes of the noise accordingly. So what I'd have to do is press play first, and then turn the noise back on. Haha, way too much like an old LP, right? And that little bit of noise sometimes adds a little bit of high-end energy to the recording. When I press stop, you can see that it also stops the noise. I don't know if it's just sending an all notes off message is what the problem is. This noise, of course, is the same across all both vintage and modern. And this is authentic noise. This is coming right off the Neve console, right through, our Coles ribbon microphones for the room and so on. So this is the signal path through the API pre's or whatever pre's we're using on each of the microphones. So this is as authentic as you're going to get. The other thing that we have with the noise is that it loops. I put it on a long loop. It was over, I think it's over a minute, could be a minute 20, minute 30 for the loop on it. And it's seamless. You're not going to hear it when it loops. And you can also trigger this yourself. You don't have to turn on the noise down here. You could turn it on by actually going in, and if I choose the miscellaneous noise, there we go, miscellaneous noise, and then choose the mapping editor, you can see that this is assigned to notes F negative 1, F sharp negative 1, there it is, G. Oh no, that's the different one. That's the doors moving open and close. I wanted the mic noise. There we are. Now we'll actually find out where they are. They're way up on the high end, I think. There they are. So there's only one per microphone perspective. So let's hit it. C8. And I think we actually have to have it turned on before it can be triggered. So let's try this before I make a fool of myself. Make sure it's on. Okay, so we turn it on. There it is. Now when we go back and edit, you can trigger it again if you want. You can see that it's actually turned on, but you can make it louder if you want. And then we'll adjust the volumes of each of those. So when you turn it on, it's actually triggering this. So then you can re-trigger it when this, when you stop Logic or whatever your sequencer is and it turns it off. You can re-trigger it by pressing that note again, and you can double up the noise if you like. So that is the noise within Production Grand.